Go. Well, good morning, Yvette. Nice to see you.
Hello, nice to see you.
So, we're now chatting on, what day is it today? The
Wednesday.
4th?
Yes.
4th of June, 9 o'clock. We're chatting about EDU322 and 522.
Mm-hmm.
Let's do it.
Yes.
How can I help?
I don't know. I've literally just opened up the Moodle. I think I probably didn't have as many questions as other people did. I think probably one question I would ask that I imagine that most people would have though is, could you maybe talk about how personal we can write as opposed to how academic these are meant to be? Like, do you understand what I'm asking?
Yeah, very interesting question, because lots of lecturers are very different in their expectations. I must confess I'm not particularly fussy about that division. On extremes, I've had people write the whole thing about themselves and their own situation without any reference to any literature, without, it's all I. And in that case, I've made rude comments in the margin and said, I think you probably should have referenced some stuff as well to give context for this.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is the most personal of subjects.
Yeah.
It is of all the 16 at master's level and of all the 32 at bachelor level. Good morning, Heidi. She is connecting.
She's coming.
There you are.
Oh, there.
And Shelley Ann, welcome. We're just talking about how personal we can get or should get versus academic in terms of expectations. And particularly in this last assignment, it starts off, reflect on your own emotional and spiritual journey as an educator. So that is what it's about, you. And my whole motivation for you is that you are equipped for the long haul and that you don't burn out after 5 years.
Yeah.
So what have you put in place? What have you built in place in your life, in your community, that is going to ensure your longevity?
Yeah. Well, I probably imagine that there would be 3 parts probably to the essay.
Go on.
The first part would be that reflection on my own emotional and spiritual journey as an educator. Yeah. And that would probably be where there's a lot of that personal language. I don't imagine that I would reference very much in that part. And then there would be all these extra sources of, okay, this is my character trait, my personality traits. This is how I best communicate. This is how I relate to other people. And then thirdly would be, in light of the above, it would probably be the second paragraph that's on Moodle. In light of the above, reflecting on learning institutions and communities known to you, consider the likely challenges faced by educators throughout their careers. So that would be the 3 stages, is that once I've reflected, here's an analysis of myself.
Yeah.
Now, what are some issues that others like me might have? What things am I going to put in place with the knowledge about myself? And they would be the 3 kind of sections.
No. That is very logical. And may I reflect on essays I've marked in that first section? That is incredibly moving for me as a marker. It's the most weird part of my role ever to hear somebody's story from, for example, a village in the Himalayas.
Yeah.
And here they are, one of my students.
Yeah.
You know, how do you understand that?
Yeah.
And the journey that they've taken from there to there.
Yeah.
Not that they tell their whole life story. That would use up all the word count.
Yeah.
It's important, I think, that bit is concise and it's not just a diary.
Yeah.
Because it's supposed to be a reflection on.
Yeah.
And that was interesting junction, wasn't it? When happened, and whoa, And what happened then had a massive impact on my way forward. And you see, in masters, for example, vast majority are, that's probably an exaggeration, the majority are career changes, and they have a particular journey to recount. And if they can't articulate that, I would argue their career change might be career changing again down the track. So let's make sure we've understood what on earth we did.
Yeah.
Okay, that's useful. All right. Yep.
Ben, good to see you, except we can't. But it's nice to see your name all the way from Melbourne, unless you've moved.
Yeah, thank you, Jim. Sorry, I can't turn on my camera at the moment. I'm actually busy somewhere.
Oh, we won't tell. But nice to hear your voice. It's most melodious and musical. Thank you.
Thanks, Jim.
Okay, so yeah, I think that's, I mean, everybody, that's Yvette, that was your sort of structure. I think it's important for each of you to work out, that's not, it has to be like that. You've got to work out your own rationale for answering this essay. It's the most unique essay. Don't just, what I would say to some people, this feels like a series of paintings in an art gallery, and I can't see the connection here. Interesting, but sure. So think about your connections between the one to the next to the next, and the finale, if I may say, is what's your action plan for future? What do you put in place, or what are you building in place to ensure longevity in the light of all the above?
Yeah.
I think I'm struggling with how to get the connections in. So my structure's similar to Yvette's, where I've got, right, this is my personal and character traits and journey. Then I funnel that into potential problems, and then funnel it back out into solutions. But it's connecting it all that I'm going, I can see it. I know how it all connects, but I don't know how to connect it in an essay. It's might be something else going to deal with. But
well,
how do I take the information into the problems? How do I connect them?
I think
it's probably a really stupid question, but
no, it's not. No such thing as a stupid question. My response to you is, I think I do remember, and I can relate to how to make a connection in an essay. And
yeah,
what helped me, and it may or may not help you, is just to basically imagine you're talking with somebody and you're trying to explain, you're actually putting into words in your head, first of all, in rough form. Whoa, what am I going, how are you going to tell your best friend that going into teaching isn't the most stupidest thing you've ever done in your life? It's actually,
I can do that if you need me to.
well, look, just imagine your best friend and you're telling them, justifying why you're doing it.
Right, so the problems are, this is why it's a bad idea. Is that what you're getting at?
No, because I hope you believe it's a good idea for you.
I know, but I thought you just said I had to tell them why it was a bad idea.
Oh, sorry, that was the audio must be breaking up. No. I'm glad we corrected that one. Imagine you're having a conversation with your best friend, and you're saying to them, explain to them your journey to become a teacher and how you've built into your life structures, rationales for looking after yourself. And so your best friend doesn't have to worry about you any longer.
Oh, they still will. It's okay.
But I mean, as I say, there's no, just because Yvette articulates hers, and you might
Yeah.
articulate yours. It's not right or wrong. They're just equally good.
Yeah, no, I'm just aware that this is where I'm just struggling. On the side of, I have all my sticky notes of what the essay looks like, but yeah.
I mean, look, Heidi, look at it this way. Maybe how much of the personality profiling stuff have you done on yourself yet?
I've done the 16 personalities. As in, how much have I done since I've started the course? How much have I done in
No. You've done that 16 personalities thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's an exceedingly good start. I would, if I were you, look at that. Imagine yourself doing some research on yourself and digging into that. Okay, well, I knew that, and that's a load of rubbish because that's just a computer model, and that's good, and that's not. But I'll have that, and I won't have that. So you sift through it. What good stuff can you take from this model? And you might want to play with another one, another character trait, and see if there's any similarities. And don't write them up in humongous detail, otherwise you'll lose your 3,600 words. But allude to them, reference them, and it would appear that from the research I've done on myself, this is the likely areas I'm going to run into trouble, and therefore I need to build into my life some strategies to mitigate that.
Okay. I wonder if my problem is that because I've got a list of potential problems already, that instead of working normally, I'm trying to connect a whole lot of things that I've already got in place.
Yeah, it sounds to me.
What the assignment is not supposed to be doing. The assignment is supposed to be going, here's these ideas, project the problems, and then project the solutions.
Yeah.
Rather than me who's saying, these are the problems, these are the solutions, and almost working backwards into, not exactly, but okay.
Yeah. Look at it this way. That sounds to me as if you have been very honest and you've listed a massive load of problems. It's not a ticker box. You know, focus in on 2 or 3 that might be the biggest in your mind at the moment, and don't feel pressured to do an encyclopedia of Heidi, because that's going to be very hard to write and probably hard to read.
Probably not hard to write, but it definitely wouldn't be 3,400 whatever it's got to be words. Yeah. Okay.
Right. Anyone else? Ben, Shelley-Ann?
My particular problem is that I am a baby. I haven't done any pracs.
Yeah, but you're not a baby as in life experience.
Yeah. So when it says educator, that's the problem I have, is that I've got a lot of teaching assistant stuff, but yeah.
So look, so you happen to be doing this subject now, and I wouldn't mind having a chat with you after this session anyway, which would be really good. But the thing is, you can, how should I say, you can project, I like that word that Heidi used, into your future. Do your personality tests. That's, a concrete thing to do. Analyze them, reflect on them. And okay, it would appear that, and guess what? You can reference your experience in schools. I'm not going to do that, which I've seen happening such and such a classroom, but I definitely want to do that. So even though, your experience is unique, it's absolutely valid, and don't feel, I'm a baby in this. Just try, have fun, talk to your best friend. That's all you're doing, and away you go. I believe. Ben, you have to unmute you. Oh, you're at work. Maybe you can't talk too much.
Yeah, sorry, Jim. I would say I have the same challenge as well.
What a Shelly-Ann.
Yeah, but I've basically tried to work out what I could basically do to, theoretical ideas that I might just implement.
Sure, that's the way. That's the way. Yeah, cool. Look, one thing, here we are chatting about this major assignment due 28th of June. I'm very conscious that, we haven't had an intensive, we haven't had, a course in the normal sense of the word. And here you are in various states of isolation. I'll confess to you that I found the last couple of days highly challenging in this isolated world, and I just am concerned for you. And even though this is totally digital and so artificial, but we are actually in the same time space universe. Are you okay? Is there anything anyone wants to share about your journey in life? Heidi, Yvette. Go for it, Yvette.
So if you don't know me, I have been training to be a teacher for a couple of years, part-time while I've had my kids and part-time while I lecture at my church's Bible college. And we got our we did subject reviews, and we did them a little bit earlier this semester just because our students have been online, and we wanted to have time to, if there was major issues, we wanted to have time to fix them before the end of the semester and before all their major assessments are back. And for the first time in 6 semesters, I got ripped to shreds. And so, not by everybody, but a couple of students were like, we would like it if you actually taught.
Yvette.
And and because we've been online, and so the class that I lecture on a Tuesday night has over 40 students, and I can't even see them all on the one Zoom screen. It's a live lecture, but I can't even see all of them at the same time. And so to try and engage them, I've been doing lots of, okay, as a small group, go and read this and have a discussion, and then come back, and as a class, we're going to talk about it. And so I haven't been doing as much teaching as what I normally do, because I'm aware that their whole world has literally gone online. So I'm trying to give them one opportunity where they can actually engage online rather than passively receive. And it's been really difficult for me because I've really struggled probably the last 5 or 6 weeks, because I felt like a bad teacher, because I'm exhausted from lecturing online, of trying to support them and, make sure that they're still having a good experience and care for them, because I'm such a relational educator. I can't help it no matter what I do. And so my heart just breaks when, through a screen there's faces and they don't understand, or, I can't sit next to them and tell them that it's okay and let's work on your essay together, or let's, and so to have feedback when I, my own personal studies, I've been such a terrible student this term because I'm trying so hard to be a good teacher for my students. And I know that for some of them, I've made a difference, but to have some of that feedback, that you're not actually teaching. And the reason why I made some of those decisions is because I was trying to help them I might have not have taught them, but I thought it was the best way for them to learn in this season and the circumstance. And so
Yvette, couple of thoughts. Two key thoughts, actually. When you get feedback like that, and I reflect on my teaching career all the years. there are people who will use, you know, the opportunity of giving the feedback to basically offload on situations in their life, and it's not you at all. You know that. It's they're using this as an opportunity to kick out, just as you're struggling, I'm struggling, we're all struggling. They've just chosen. So arguably rule number one, get your armor on. It's not personal. It's so easy to believe it is, but it's them. The other thing I would share, which is slightly the opposite side of the coin, if their criticism is you haven't taught enough, that's actually them saying, I'm lazy, I like being lazy, and I want you to explain it in 2-word syllables, you know, because I can't be bothered to do it any other way, and I've been spoon-fed all my life, and I don't want it to be spoon-fed now. Whereas a good teacher is somebody who pushes back and says, this is not for me to unpack it for you and put it into sugar coating. It's for you to go and wrestle with it, mate. Yeah. Or wrestle in groups. A great strategy. So please, that is absolutely 101. And regarding this essay, boy, what an example. And you can punch back, you know, examine your calling. Was it right? Are you called to be a teacher? Are you being equipped to be a teacher?
Yeah.
Yes, right. Okay, what does it take? And we need to get in place ways so that you know, the criticisms don't get to us personally, says he. Ha! So feedback is so subjective. Absolutely, it's ridiculous. And then you think about who's done the feedback and those who have skimped it because they had to. And then you've got to look at your own personality. And, you know, there's the people who've got rhinoceros skin. And I would argue they don't make good teachers. So, yes, you're supposed to have, I believe, thin skin to be a teacher. Because otherwise you will not ever understand the pain that the kids are going through. Yeah. So it's a really delicate balance of looking after yourself, putting your armor on your heart, and being there for the genuine person that really needs you.
Yeah. I don't think I'd ever thought of it like that. That actually this is the first time that the students had been given the opportunity to express frustration on an online experience. Like churches aren't sending out, so how are you finding church online? Like, whereas this actually was the first time where they could say, I hate learning online, I hate being online, I hate all this stuff.
Yeah.
I hadn't thought about it like that before.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now I'm feeling a bit sorry for my church that did send out the.
Oh, you did.
And me, who is, well, they had what's working well, what's not working well. So they intentionally aimed for positives and negatives.
Yeah.
Yeah. Just feeling for them.
Okay. Look, I do have another meeting that kicks off exactly at 9:30. So Yvette and I have done a bit of chatting. Anyone else?
Yes, Jim, I would just like to catch up a little bit.
Sure, go. Yeah. Oh, you mean with the group here now?
Yeah.
Sorry, Ben?
No, yep, I was saying that maybe later on I'll send you an email. I wanted to catch up a little bit.
Okay, yeah, we must do. I'm in Alpha Crucis all day today. So my phone number's on the bottom of all emails.
Okay.
Mind you, I've got some meetings till 11. But after that, let's try and connect Ben.
Yep.
Okay. Going. Incidentally, Incidentally, in terms of privacy about this essay, can I say to you, it's is marked by me. It doesn't leave my folder, and if the only situation where it could, no, in fact, I can't, in this subject, I can't see it would ever be double marked. It will never be double marked. Because technically, if those getting an HD have to have it double marked, well, they wouldn't. And I've been doing this job long enough anyway, so that's fine. If you're going to fail, well, none of you are. So it's not going to get double marked. And I don't mind asking you, you might mind me asking you, Yvette, but would you like me not to put this on Moodle, this video?
No, I think still share it. I think that if I was in class and someone shared vulnerability like that, it would help me. So
thank you. Thank you for mentioning. Okay, folks, God bless, and I can't wait. And thank you so much for the minor. We haven't talked about that, but it's in there, and I'll get to it as soon as I can.
Thanks, Jim.
All right. Thank you, Jim.
God bless. Bye.
bye.
Bye.